jerk, might creep with your girl in the front. Just so you know, this ain't the problem you want. Yeah, boy, don't even front. Real, recognize real, so I know you a chump. You can tell them boys you roll with whatever you want, but you know, and I know this ain't the problem you want. When I stepped in the game, all I had was my name. When I leave, I'll be good long as I got the same. No, I can't take it with me, so I'm burning this change. You don't wanna go to war, boy, stay in your lane. I'm the real thing, me and my dudes still bang. Damn, since day one, and yes, we still hang. I don't be all online, don't at me, boy. Got a couple new whips, and I call them my toys. I'm a grown man, dealing with foolish behavior. I'm trying to savor all the fruits of my labor. I grind heavy, and you clowns is not ready. When it rains, it pours, feel like we broke the levee. We're nothing alike, I want a night, you trying to make her your wife. I buy whatever and don't look at the price. We don't date the same women, don't wear the same shoes. You're not on my level, so don't get it confused, boy. Yeah, it's wherever you want. You see that Benz ride slow, that's me on the hunt. I'm a jerk, might creep with your girl in the front. Just so you know, this ain't the problem you want. Yeah, boy, don't even front. Real, recognize real, so I know you a chump. You can tell them boys you roll with whatever you want, but you know, and I know this ain't the problem you want. So it begins, all these haters wanna be friends. Everybody cut the vapors, now they seeing me win. Seeing me grin, watching me shine. Trips in Milan, chilling in the cat with a couple of dimes. I'm young, flying flashy, still in my prime. Stop tripping, it's simply my time. I'm here for the
What's good?
Intervention. Did I mention, these are not goons, they're my henchmen. Ladies love me, I'm creep squad, don't judge me. I wink at your chick, you in the corner trying to mug me.
Who winners?
I get it, you spending money and you all committed. I come through in that navy blue Yankee fitted, and all the girls get to whispering, he can get it. Relax, dog, that ain't even what I'm on. I'm sipping with my hitters, chilling in my zone. Think twice when you start some funk. This ain't the problem you want. Nah, this ain't the problem you want. Yeah, it's whatever you want. You see that Benz ride slow, that's me on the hunt. I'm a jerk, might creep with your girl in the front. Just so you know, this ain't the problem you want. Yeah, boy, don't even front. Real, recognize real, so I know you a chump. You
What's
can tell
happening?
them boys you roll with whatever you want, but you know, and I know this ain't the problem you want.
What's good with you? Short show today, and I'll explain why. Give me a minute.
I mean, you might want to think twice before you come this way, player. So me and my dudes is ready. I mean, we ready for war anytime.
Thanks, AP.
We could do this on your turf or my turf. I mean, yeah, it's whatever you want. You see that Benz ride slow, that's me on the hunt. I'm a jerk, might creep with your girl in the front. Just so you know,
Short show today.
Problem you want. Yeah, boy, don't even front. Real, recognize real, so I know you a chump. You can tell them boys you roll with whatever you want, but you know, and I know this ain't the problem you want.
Who with me? Good evening. Welcome to the Wyatt Live 5 p.m. drive home show. Some of y'all already at home. Some of y'all ain't been nowhere all day, but we right here right now. What's good with you? What's happening? Hey, I got to say something to you. It is Thursday. And today is going to be a short show. I only got about an hour and 15 minutes. I promise you my family will be down here on my ass here in a minute. So we're going to have to get it in real fast. And the reason why I say that, all right, we'll be there in a second. Give me 1 second, and I'll address some of these comments. Yeah, short show today. Let me explain why. My family, we are all together now as far as in the same house today. My daughter drove in from Ohio State. They're on, I guess, spring break or not, I guess winter break, whatever the hell it is, some type of break for the next couple of days. So she came in. We're all going to go down to this thing called Blink in Cincinnati. Don't really want to go, but it's a family thing and they all want to go see the lights and shit out in the cold. I'm cool with the Blink I got on here, and I got a very nice car. Fall break. Thanks, Tim Scott. Appreciate you, brother. I got a very nice car sitting in the driveway that got all the Blink inside of it that I need. And I can talk to the car and I can tell her, I can say, Mercedes, turn it blue, turn it red, turn it green. Not to mention, I got enough Blink right here in the studio. I can blink all night if I want to. Yeah, Blink is dope. I hear you. What's up, Black Russia? It's dope. I just don't like being outside in the cold. I'm a tropical brother. I can watch Blink all night, sitting at home watching that shit on the screen. I can blink at it, look at all the dinosaurs that light up. I could do all that shit from the comfort of my home. Yeah, I don't have to be out in 40-degree weather at nighttime blinking and shit. But for the family, y'all notice I'm whispering, right? Because they could probably hear me. But for the family, I'm in it. I'm with it. I'm gonna go. AP, I gotta address something with you, brother, because I heard you on E-Man show. I don't know what the hell you was running around the circle and dozy-do your partner and swing your partner round and round. Why was y'all going through that circus of a conversation about the lady C lady? I don't understand. And some of y'all don't know because you wasn't sitting, you didn't watch, or you may not have been privileged to see the afternoon experience. And that is they were having a conversation, and I believe AP Anthony Prosser, he called in. Let me drop me down so y'all can see the chat. Let me clear up some things. My apologies, folks. So y'all can talk to each other and have them sidebar conversations that y'all always have. Let me go ahead and do that so y'all can do that. But anyway, why are you having a conversation, a complete hypothetical conversation about a motherfucker crazy or not? Here's what y'all have to understand, and I'll catch up everybody about why and what this conversation is about. Let me do that first. So I hate to be redundant and say the same thing over and over and over again. First of all, this is what happened. I don't know that this is exactly what happened, but this is what alleged happened with a lady who lives in Norwood, Ohio. She was outside minding her own business, watering or washing her car. Okay, I'm gonna take her story. Washing her car, minding her business, and out of nowhere, some white man, this is her words, some white man just approached her and asked her questions about Lord knows what, I don't know. But it was some white man, these are her words. And then they get into it, and he asked her some questions according to her that were uncomfortable. And I don't know, and I'm sure everybody else don't know exactly what them damn questions were. Why she got into it just out of the blue with somebody. And she had to somewhat threaten them with a gun. And when you say the word threaten, I don't know anybody that could say out of their mouth, I'm packing, or I got a gun, even if they feel like someone is threatening them. Your return serve is to say, if you come any closer to me, I'm gonna shoot you. That's threatening somebody with a gun. You might have every right to threaten somebody with a gun if they're getting in your space. You have every right to do that. Okay? But evidently, after they get into their tongue tussle, this particular white man leaves, goes to the police. The police come back and ask her questions that we're not privileged of knowing what those questions were. We don't know how that conversation went. And they end up detaining her, not arresting her. They detain her and take her to the hospital for a psychiatric evaluation. Let me see what Black Russia says, because he probably has a little bit more of that. He's engaged with the court systems in several municipals. So let me see. He says, I got the body cam footage and police reports for Yvonne Collins. Drop your email if you want it. There's three perspectives. There's three perspectives of the video. All right. Yeah, just if you could just text it to my phone. If you can. If you can't, then I'll text you my email. I'll look at it when I have some time tonight. It's not a pressing issue with me. Let me tell you why. Because I already know where a lot of people are trying to go with this issue. It's the typical chaos agent shit. Look, I know how Norwood Police Department can be, but I also understand the legalities of what's going on once you go beyond Norwood Police. And quite frankly, I find it hard to believe. You can call me whatever you want to call me, but I know that there's licenses on the line. I know there are there's litigation on the line. If these hospitals engage in any type of practice that you want to call conspiracies. I'm sorry, that you want to call, basically setting up, matching your conspiracy of what's going on here. There's too much liability. Nobody's going to fuck their career up for some Norwood police officer or the city of Norwood who has a beef with one individual. If she was locked up at Norwood jail facility and some raggedy ass nurse was coming out and saying, I can't give you any information and she's here for evaluations. That's not what's going on. She is being evaluated at a whole nother different place that has now taken this lady under their own care. And now anything that happens from that point on, they're liable. So number one, you're not going to call up there talking about some, I'm calling to see if Lady C is there. Number one, that ain't her damn name. Number two, that's professional shit. Stay in your lane and just stay entertained by the bullshit that's being talked about right now. If you're an entertainer and you just want to entertain people, this is a great segue. This is a great thing to do. But when it comes down to real shit, Norwood could possibly have done something. But once it gets out of Norwood's hands, I seriously doubt that doctors, nurses, and people that have their licenses on the line are not going to fuck with Norwood and be part of no conspiracy, no setup shit. Who the fuck goes to school? Who go to medical school for 13 years and gonna sit back and set up a Lady C for some beef she got with Norwood? Who gonna do that shit? And I know y'all don't like the police. I know. I just gotta wonder sometimes if some of y'all who got these beefs with police, some of you ain't never even been pulled over by the police, and you the maddest motherfuckers. Ain't never been pulled over by the police. I don't know what the hell. You just followers. I wish social media would have never came out with the word follower. They should have came out with something like join the group or something. But followers get on my nerve. And I hate to say followers because I love followers on social media, okay? But the word follower has been a problem with me since I was in the 3rd grade. I've never been a follower. And I just can't understand how people go so low to think. And I don't know if it make you smart. You think you're smart because you're thinking outside. You're not thinking outside the box, motherfucker. You're thinking outside the rectangle. This is not thinking outside the box that they would be transferring somebody from one municipality to another municipality, Norwood capable of doing whatever they want to do. But once they transfer that individual, the paper is not, the lawsuit is not with Norwood. The paper would be with the hospital. Who has you? Who diagnosed you? That's what a lawsuit is. So you really think they're going to play ball with Norwood? Think about it. Y'all don't know nothing about this individual's medical records. Y'all don't even know her motherfucking name. Stop. And I know this is why I'm not in their circles, because I don't talk in circles. Man, some of this shit, it's amazing to me that we'll play Daffy Duck paper bag games with something as serious as this, and then put all these different theories to some bullshit. It's amazing to me that we do that. It's amazing. And we get entertained by it. See, I would rather be educated than entertained. That's just me. But I just don't, everybody not the same. And I'm not saying I'm better or none of that shit. I'm just saying, why put yourself in a position to be angry? You don't even know. You got to create a whole nother, well, if, and, buts, and shoulda, couldas. I don't understand. I don't understand where we are with it. I don't understand that. Here's the thing. From my understanding, and Black Russia, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if you're still here, brother. Correct me if I'm wrong. From what I'm hearing, the video has not necessarily been released, but a council member of Norwood, who happens to be an African-American, I don't say that word, I say black, happened to be a black lady who's seen the video, and she came out and said something. I don't know verbatim. I'm just going by information that I heard. She said something to the nature of, she was almost like praising the police department in the move that they made in this particular situation. She said something like, I don't know. She said something in the direction of, uh, I praised the Norwood Police Department and how they handled this. This lady was saying some sporadic things. She was saying some things that just were out of zone of being normal, which would be, and the FBI following me. Now, y'all know, even if the FBI was following her and she had some type of big ass CIA case going on or something in her life, that has nothing to do with what they was doing at that time. So you have to pay attention. You have to pay attention to the words that come out of people's mouths, because doctors do. Y'all want the police to start letting medical people handle these people on the street. Here's a perfect example of Norwood doing that. You never, chaos agents will never be fucking happy. You can give them everything they want. Did you want to send Dr. Phil down there to talk to her ass instead of the police? Do you want them to send a psychiatrist? She's in the proper hands. Norwood don't have her. She's not in the Norwood jail. She's in a facility, in a medical facility. Well, I don't know if she's still there, but was. All I'm saying to you is, come on now. Come on now. And y'all fall. AP, let me ask you something. Has anybody ever thought the reason why the tape may not be released is for the patient's private records? Has anybody thought of that? Has anybody thought that there might be something on there that might embarrass this individual? Or maybe y'all don't, maybe it's some stuff on that tape that's medical that might violate some of her rights? No, ain't nobody thought of that. Nobody thought of that. They only thought there has to be something wrong. There has to be a setup here. There has to be a setup. There has to be something. They've got to be doctoring up the tapes. First of all, I just want to let y'all know that it's a tape that an arrest is not applied. An arrest is not applied. It's a detainment. She was issued to a hospital. They recommended a 72-hour window, and they got it. They brought the legal aspect in it. A judge signed off on a 72-hour hold. Norwood Police Department is out of it at that point. Once the lady went to the hospital and she got evaluated, Norwood is the only thing they can do is guard the door. They have no influence of what the hospital decides to do. None. So when y'all making these arguments about what Norwood did to her, all Norwood did is take her to a place to be evaluated. Now, if they evaluate her some kind of way, you can wipe your hands clean of Norwood. Norwood ain't had shit to do with it at that point. Some doctor. Now, maybe the doctor is from Norwood. Oh, Lord, don't let me start them. I don't want to give them logs of on the fire. I don't want to do that. But if you really want to help this individual, maybe you should let the process happen. Maybe she needs some help that she don't even know she needs. That's not saying that she does. I don't know the information, but neither do you. That's my whole point of this. Everything ain't a conspiracy, y'all. Everything ain't a conspiracy. And let me just say this one thing. Here is what's totally predictable. AP, I want you to hear this because you were having a conversation with my mans. Let me let you hear this part. Y'all said that the city council member from Norwood, who happens to be a black lady, actually seen the video, and she came out and said some things like she praised Norwood Police Department. Well, me just listening to that, I don't necessarily have to believe her, but I don't discredit what she said. Maybe she has to watch what she said as well, because she's seen the video and she may have seen some things where if she engage in a certain type of conversation, now she can get involved, she can get brought into a lawsuit because of what she may have said about someone's character when they're in a medical, when they can be in a certain capacity. And this lady is going to make a public statement being a public official. I don't know. Those type of people get sued these days. I don't know if y'all know that or not. They get sued for saying things about people, even especially if the people have medical conditions. I don't know if you know that or not. So maybe she can't come out and say it like this. Let me be that lady for a second from Norwood City Council. Oh, hell yeah, I seen that shit. The bitch went off. She was doing some crazy shit. And then she said the FBI and the CIA was after her, and they ain't gonna never get, and you don't know. And then here's the other thing. She could have said some of the things that were come out of the lady's mouth that were threatening. Yeah, I told him I had a gun. He should have never came to me. And I told him, yeah, I shoot the motherfucker. Yeah, I said it was a pack of candy or whatever. All this old goofy ass shit that was said. That lady can't come out as a city council member and discuss that tape for liability reasons, not because they hiding something. If they hiding something, then the University of Cincinnati Hospital was hiding something. Dumb people don't care, Jerica. Man, these people put people on their shows and they got their kids locked up with pending murder charges and they out here talking. And Black folks who supposedly love one another sit back with the popcorn box, where my popcorn, and they listen to these people incriminate their own damn children. It's entertainment to them, not to the person that's crying their eyes out. They haven't had any legal counseling. They don't understand what they're doing. And the people sitting back just chopping it up like it's an episode of Love and Hip Hop. This is real life shit. I don't understand it. And here's what I'm going to say about this. Here's the divide. I got to say it. Here's the divide. Y'all said that the Norwood lady, the city council member from Norwood, happened to be a Black lady, right? Don't they always do it? Don't they always do it? Norwood is predominantly white, from residents to city council to the fire department to the police department to the schools. Is predominantly white. So the representative they send out to talk about it happens to be a Black woman, because that's to keep everybody Black who's worried about this shit. They always use us to fill in them gaps to make sure everybody calm down. But here's the other thing. What y'all don't understand is this. When they make those moves, they don't understand that we turn on each other. We will turn on each other, just like people did. The lady from Norwood happened to be Black. Now, what are y'all hearing? I know what I heard. I know somebody put a comment. I know somebody put a comment talking about, if you see that Black lady from Norwood, she can pass. And y'all know what I mean. She can pass for being white. She ain't never had no problems. She ain't gonna have no problems. Now, see, because she didn't say what the chaos agents wanted her to say, now she happens to be on the other team. She happens to be, put in place just for the movement. Oh, come on, man. See, it couldn't be that she's telling you something you need to hear, and she got the information trying to give you. She might just be telling us, like, look, let's put it like her reputation is on the line as well. If it come back that she lied, if it come back that this whole situation is a force, and that lady has a case, and that they did her every bit wrong, do you understand how many people at this point would be liable? Do you understand how many people would be at fault? Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. That's crazy to me. So now the city council lady from Norwood, who is she protecting? Who is she protecting? She protecting Norwood? She protecting the police officer? Oh, no, she's protecting UC Hospital. And all that protecting she's doing, she's leaving herself vulnerable to be just as fucked up if it come out to be all lies. What happened, Jerica? Jerica Vaughn, what happened where they was mad at you? And let me ask you this. Let me ask Black Russia. He say video don't lie. Did you see the video, Black Russia? Did anybody else see the video? Anybody see the video? Just say me or check the box or something. Let me know if you've seen the video. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you think the only reason why they showed the video to a city council member is because they don't want everybody else to see it, I think the city council are going to see it just like the police chief would see it, because they have to make, the city council employs the police department. So yeah, they're entitled to see it right away because that's their staff. They work for them. And if this lady is coming out, so would y'all black folks have felt better if a white lady or a white man came out and said the same thing she said? Then what would you say at that point? What would you say at that point? But then since a black lady said it, now we got to find something to attack her on. She light-skinned and she can pass for white. So you know she lying. Oh my God, why am I even talking about this bullshit? Y'all just, some of these chaos agents be pissing me the fuck off, man. We'll never get ahead. But you know what? What I've learned is we don't value the same thing. Our education is just different. Some want to hear bullshit all day, talk about bullshit all day, and that's what we get our rocks off on. I just don't understand it. And I guess I get a little frustrated because those are the things I battle that more than I battle the real shit that's happening in this world, because I got to keep everybody's attention span. And if I ain't talking about the reckless shit that's going on out here amongst these radio waves and all this old stuff, then I'm going to be behind. I didn't been there before. You know, people don't come in and they don't tune in if I ain't talking about some madness. So if I got to do it, I will talk about it. But when I talk about it, I got to talk about it right. I got to leave I got to leave the proper thing. I just can't sit back and be like, yeah, they probably didn't put her up there in the hospital because she got a lawsuit against Norwood. What did the FBI have to do with that? Come on now. And I'm going to say something that's about to ruffle some feathers with some people. And I know some of y'all might be guilty of this, but oh shit, how do I say this? So if I offend you, I'm sorry. All right. If I offend you, I'm sorry. I might lose. I might have to play Boys the Hood. It's been real. It's so hard to say goodbye after I say this comment. But anybody that's been listening to those radio stations for 20 fucking years on a daily basis, you lightweight don't have it all. Yeah, I've been listening to radio for 20 years, but I'm not a regular on any show other than this show. I was never a regular on any show that kept me in a space in my mind where I couldn't get up and be a better person the next day. If I had to find a reason why I couldn't do what I wanted to do, all I had to do was listen to some other shit, like some of these shows. If I had to know the reason why I can't be successful or achieve something, I always knew that I can turn to certain shows and they had the answer why I couldn't do something. They always got the answer of why you can't do something, but they never have a fucking answer of how to be successful. They never have an answer of how I can get something done. It's always what's holding me back from doing it. They don't want you to have it, and they still ain't showed me the they. Sorry, I know. I probably lost the whole, let me see. Everybody gone. And if you just tuned in before I made my apologies and you tuned in right at the time that I was saying that, they was probably like, oh, nah, this shit ain't for me. Floyd, what shit you didn't put on our computer? This nigga crazy. And you know I'm telling the truth. You know I'm telling the truth. But hey, it is what it is. Black Russia. See, what's up? Tiffany Daniels says, "What up? What I missed?" She walked in right when I was telling that story. Jerica said, "I wish you could have called in and chimed in on Lady C's saga. Lincoln Ware refused to acknowledge the liability he and others were placing themselves in. And I'm a sorry, my screen moves. I'm sorry, y'all. And she was explained on his show. Well, it don't matter. They don't care. I mean, look, this is not an attack. This is not an attack on anybody. But if you ain't got enough sense to be talking to somebody's mama or they daddy on a live broadcast and they had a case pending, they got a case pending, and you willing to let them say things that they have done with their daughter to incriminate them, their daughter and themselves. I don't go for the ignorant clause. You've been doing it way too long to sit back and say, well, I didn't know. I didn't know. Nah, you've been doing this shit too long to know. Plus, y'all a big ass conglomerate ass station and shit, right? Y'all big bucks, commercials and all this old shit, sponsorships, giveaways, remotes, and all this old goofy shit. Y'all should have a legal team. Black owned, all of that. All of that. But ain't nobody schooled nobody on the liabilities that they lie in front of a mother calling in talking about some, yeah, I gave my daughter a box cutter because I knew where she was walking. And I knew if somebody was going to mess with her, I wanted her to defend herself. You mean the same daughter that's sitting in the Justice Center or over at 2020 right now, you've encouraged this young lady to use violent force to protect herself, and you let her walk into the den. You let her walk over there. Yeah, okay. FBI, we got one. We got one. They don't give a fuck about it. Hey, we got one. It's on tape. You get that, Floyd? I got it. Breaker 19. Well, did they sell it? Black Russia said Radio 1 isn't black owned. I know they used to be a black owned radio station at one time, and they were doing it at that same time. From my understanding, this was a radio station that was black owned, but it had all white management. Am I wrong? AP said, "Hey Wyatt, don't knock the giveaways, bro. Just won 250 and a Chromebook. Yeah, I ain't gonna hate the game, bro. I mean, I'm just saying, if they got power to do all of that shit, they should have power to understand. They should have legal be able to tell them certain shit about what's going on out here and not incriminating people. It's one thing if you, like, for instance, the little girl, the 19-year-old boy and the 19-year-old girl up in the Fay Apartments who killed a child. It's one thing to have a neighbor call the show and say, yeah, there was a little suspicious, because the neighbor has nothing to do with the case. Might be a witness now that they didn't call the radio talking about some, yeah, we used to hear the kids crying and all that old shit and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and we seen them come outside and wasn't always this. Yeah, now they going to be definitely subpoenaed to court. They definitely will be a witness. I don't have no problem with somebody, a neighbor in the community or something, saying, yeah, I heard this, I seen that, and blah, 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 to enlighten the audience. But you can't talk to the mamas and the grandmamas. You got that lady who slept on her child. What was the chaos agent saying about that? Let me tell you what they were saying. Y'all know the little girl that they looking for. She on the run right now. I would say I know where she is, but I ain't gonna say that. I know she from out of town. So chances are she ain't in Cincinnati. The little girl that rolled over on her child. Now, some of y'all are new here. You don't know my story. But I told you, as a kid myself, I had a family member who not only one of her children drowned. I mean, she's not really blood family, but she was with my cousin who she was with him for so long that she's definitely part of my family, and I would claim her to this day. But she had two kids. One of them drowned in the bathtub. She walked out of the bathroom while the kid was in the bathtub. She must have been gone too long, evidently. The child drowned. She was not charged for that. Year and a half later, same thing happened again with her other child. She was not charged for that. Fucked me up, messed me up all the way because I had love for her, the kids, they were babies. So now you got this one young lady who rolled over her child, 20 years, 30 years, whatever years, 40 years later, we're looking at this young lady who rolled over and slept on her child and suffocated the baby. She was not charged for that. She was warned. A year later, she does it again. Now they looking for her. They have an arrest record. The autopsy shows that the baby had suffocated, just like the first one. And you know what I'm hearing now? This is what the chaos agents are saying. They didn't do that to the white girl. They didn't do that to the white girl who buried her baby. The 16-year-old girl. The 16-year-old white girl. See, this is what makes it a different situation. Not facts of a case, but just the simple fact that you're going to compare the black and the white. This is what's going to make it all relevant to certain mindsets. So the white girl had the baby. We don't know if the baby was born alive or dead. She claimed that the baby was dead when she buried him. We don't know. Hospital records show, bear with me, hospital records show that this young lady never had any prenatal visits to the hospital or anything. So this baby could have been in any kind of condition. Her parents never knew anything about her being pregnant. So we don't know if she had a miscarriage and she buried the baby. Chances are she didn't, but only her and God will know that. But that's a totally different situation than you didn't kill two babies and now you about to be charged for one of them. That's a totally different situation. She was actually charged for the murder of her child, but they couldn't prove in court that the child was alive when she buried it. She got away with, some would say, murder. But I ask you, was she technically charged with murder? Didn't she stand trial? She stood trial. So how are you going to sit back and compare the two? Chaos? How are you going to compare the two? One thing we know for sure, that second baby that was in the bed that got rolled over and suffocated, we know for a fact that child was alive. It was born, lived a year or two, right? But we can't prove that girl had that baby and that baby was alive. Listen, ladies, y'all know I've had two children, not myself, but my wife. I'm the proud father of two daughters. And I remember when my wife and I would have to go to the hospitals. I remember she would get her sonograms and all that, and heartbeats, and you would listen to all that shit. You had to watch what you eat. You had to do a whole lot of stuff when you're pregnant as a woman. This little girl was sitting back here wearing big ass 2X and 3X t-shirts, and nobody knew. She was still cheering and doing all these physical activities as if she wasn't pregnant. She was trying to hide it. Terry Coleman says she just got her record sealed last week. A lot of people get their record sealed, but it was the case history. The case history, that court case got sealed. And it was only because she's a juvenile. This is to stop her from this interfering in her life later on as an adult. That's why they do that. That's why they do that. So now the chaos agents who were saying what they were saying about the sister who rolled over, listen, I honestly believe my family member that I knew, I can't find the strength to say that she did what happened to them children on purpose. No prosecutor filed charges on her either. No prosecutor filed charges. Here's the other thing. Speaking of prosecutors, the prosecutor in that case with the white girl that was 16 that had the baby, that was in a whole nother county. So they may see things and do things totally different. This happened in Cincinnati. Wyatt, I thought Skylar was an adult. Sorry, my screen moved. He said a young adult when was in common pleas. No, she was a 16-year-old girl. She was in high school. She was in high school. She was a student at one of them schools. I don't know if it wasn't Mason or nothing like that. It was one of them schools, like it was in Butler County, right? No, Warren County, pardon me. She was a minor. She was a minor during this whole situation. Now, the case, this, you know how things go. I mean, this might happen in 2016 and come to trial in 2019. You see what I'm saying? They may have charged her with murder, so she probably was. I don't know the intricacies of the charges. I just know that she was charged. She was in a common pleas court, yes. So that means that she was charged as an adult. And they were going for murder. But it's kind of hard to say that someone who had a baby, had it early, had no pre-care, no doctor visits. It's kind of hard to say that she had a healthy child and then just killed it. It's hard to say that. I'm not gonna sit here and cap and defend her. I'm just saying that, hey, I mean, I used to see things like in the videos back in the day when I was taking certain case studies and girls were having babies in bathrooms and stuff like that. Remember the days where young girls was having babies and their parents didn't know about it? Yeah, we used to hear about those type of stories. Used to break my heart. Let me see here. If she was 16 was charged as an adult, then her record should not be sealed. They usually don't show juveniles. Well, the reason why they showed her is because she was charged as an adult. And I think I can't guarantee why her record was sealed. I would take a stab at the fact that there's consequences, there's circumstances here of being charged as an adult, as a juvenile, and you beat the case. There's probably some leniency there by the judge and by the courts to say, hey, you were charged for an adult crime and you were not convicted. You beat the case. So we are going to seal these records because technically it never really happened. But now, if she was an adult, charged as an adult, I can see how we would have an argument. I'd be the first one saying, wait a minute. She was charged as an adult. No way those records should be sealed. But there are circumstances, right? She has some things working for her right now. And we know a few other reasons why some shit working for her. But technically, I'm just giving you some of the things that we really need to talk about and we need to know. Okay. And that is, we could say that. We could say that, Kathy. We could honestly say white privilege. You could say that. But at the same time, what was it when the sister rolled over her baby a year ago and killed it and never got charged? What privilege was that? Was that black privilege? They gave her a warning. They gave her a warning and said, don't do it again. So what do we call that? A second chance. Right. Okay. A second chance to do it again because it happened. So, I mean, you can't, I don't know if we can call one a second chance and call one a privilege. Would that really be fair? I'm not challenging you. I just want to put it in the air. Let's smoke one. Let's smoke it and put it in the air. But is that fair to say that because somebody get a second chance, a black person get a second chance, a white person get a second chance, theirs is called privilege and ours is called a second chance? I'm a little confused. I'm confused with that analogy. And here's the thing. there may be an opportunity for this young lady who rolled over on her child. The simple fact that it happened once may not play against her. That might be more of a defense than anything, because there may be some disorders, some sleep disorders. There may be some things going on, but she is going to be charged. And I can honestly tell you that she probably will have a hard time beating this case, simply because she was giving an opportunity to do things the right way. And I don't think, obviously, she did things the right way. She continued to do what she wanted to do. You call it a second chance. I call it an opportunity to get things right. And I think that's what the white girl got too. That's just me being honest about it. Well, I know some people gonna not like me for being honest, but it ain't like I ain't got no real good standing ground. I do have a white defendant and a black defendant. And if you really think about it, the cases are relevant. They're great for argument. They're great for argument. And like I said, man, I ain't sitting here saying that there ain't certain things that go for certain people, and it might not be. Here go the thing. Kim Moore said it best. Kim Moore Eberhart said it best. She said, "Money talks." See, it ain't always white and black, because we know some black folks that's been in a lot of trouble, but they got that bank. And when you got that money, see, it ain't about white privilege. It's about privilege. It's economics. So a lot of times when we get to talking that racial aspect, it ain't always racism. It's more place. It's more classism. You see what I'm saying? So let's get it right, because I know a whole lot of black folks that got some money, and they don't have none of the problems that you see. They had the same type of life. Let's be honest, man. Let's just be honest. There's more black people now living like white people than ever before, if you want to call it white people. I don't call it like that. I call it living. But there's more black people right now living in the suburbs, because listen, let's be honest. These people that we talk about, and I'm going to say these people, I'm talking about this class of people, because that's what it is. It's only a small class of people that's doing this with the crime, the shooting and selling dope and all that old shit. I know they like to put it on us. I know they like to put it on us and make it seem like it's us black folks. But even if they were right, they couldn't say it's all of us. They would have to say it's a small percentage of us, because statistics show that it's it's less than 10%. It's less than 10%. But they got some numbers on us that just, I really, if I have to be honest and share them. I got a call that came in though. Let me see if I can take this call. Good evening, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, it's Black Russia, Wyatt.
Hey, Black Russia. What's good with you, brother? Good to hear from you.
Yeah, good evening to you.
What's happening, man? I know you got some information. What you calling on? The Norwood thing, or what else you got?
Nah, I ain't calling the Norwood thing. I just, I got the video because, like, when it first happened, I put in a public records request to get the video because I wanted to see it for myself.
Okay.
I ain't watched it yet. I'll let other folks watch it and make their own decision.
Okay.
Okay. I'll get to it at some point.
Okay.
Because I'm out of town, but I was just checking you out while I was out of town, and wanted to talk to you about what you just said about people having money in the system.
Mm-hmm.
The money talks, like somebody said in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Like the scholar, I think her name is Scholar Richardson.
Yeah.
That was big money play.
Yeah.
Out there in Warren County.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't understand this. She had the same lawyer that's representing PG Sittenfield, the Rickers.
Yep.
They had big money. Rickers ain't cheap.
Nope. And somebody challenged me about what PG was paying for his legal fees. They said he didn't pay $1 million. I'm going to tell you right now, he had everybody out of that law firm working for him. They shut everything else down working on his case.
Because when I went to court, they had the whole firm there. I could tell you. They had associates there. Like Rickers and his dad was there up front with PG. And then in the back, 2 tables in federal district court, because they got multiple tables. They had 2 other associates there.
Listen, they put the whole club. They brought the whole club for that.
For sure.
That's all I can say.
I saw him. He had 4 lawyers there.
Yep. But that's okay, because those were people that was on his team that denied what I said. And it don't matter, bro. I just made a comment in I was listening to him when they were going through his trial. And I try to listen to the podcasts and the radio stations that cap for the man. So I was listening to him, and I made a comment in there because they was talking about how he was going to beat the case. And we already knew where it was going. We already knew where he was going. And I don't have no hate for him. If you ever heard my show, I used to tell him to stay off the radio, to stay off of the internets and stop putting posts and shit out while you on trial, why you under indictment. I used to try to help him publicly.
I remember you said that, right?
Absolutely.
Right. Just shut it down. You know, Jeff Pastor shut it down.
Absolutely.
He went the other way.
Yep, he did. The smartest one out of all of them was Denard, because she went ahead and took the shit. She knew what she did. She know what she did. And let me give a shout out to her, because she finally accepted my friend request. So
for real?
Yeah, shout out to Denard. Tamira, is that her name? Tamira Denard. And she seems to be happy, y'all. Like listen, this is what I respect out of her. She ain't bitching, complain about none of it, man. She took a plea deal. She took what she took on the chin, took her ass over there and did them months. Probably felt like a decade to her. I can't do the time for her. It felt like forever and a day to her. But you know, I said at the beginning, like, I ain't had no cap. I was not going in on her at all. I even said, when she get out, if anything I can do to help her, let me know. I've said it. And I took an appreciation for her, not because she committed a crime, not because she just took it on the chin. It was how she handled herself through the process. That was it. It was how she handled herself. She didn't point no fingers. She didn't blame nobody. She didn't put it on no white man. She didn't do none of that shit, man. She took, and she didn't tell on nobody, because I know she could have told on some people. I know she could have told.
There's no question.
I know she could have told, because she couldn't move like that on her own. She just got reckless. And when she got reckless, so she had to take the fall and take the knock on what she did. And I know that she could have said a whole lot, I guarantee you.
Oh, no, we agree on that. But apparently she laid on her feet with the gig she got. If you read up on her, she's making more money now than she was on council. So well, good for her.
Good. That, you know, I prayed for her a couple of times before she was shipped off. I really did. I was hoping best for her. The only thing she said, now she didn't took my friend request. She sent it to me a couple, maybe 2-3 days ago. And she didn't put a post out there that I think we need to do a show on one day. And it was something about, and I think she's an openly gay woman, correct?
Yeah, that's okay. My understanding. Yes.
Okay, and I don't have no problem with that. She's an openly gay woman, and she did some shit. Even Clyde Bennett chimed in on it. She said some shit that had my feathers ruffled a little bit, and it was about the reason why gay women go with gay women is because they don't want the trifling shit that they have to go through with a man. As if gay trifling. Did you see that post?
Real?
I don't know if y'all seen it, but y'all better go to her page, because I can't wait to do a show.
That got my goat right there, because I can tell you something. I'll tell you offline. I won't put it on radio. I can tell you something offline about her interactions with a man.
Her what?
I'll tell you that.
Her what?
I know somebody for a fact that had interactions with her. My homie had interactions with her on some date type shit. I can tell you about her. Nah, I ain't going for that.
Not here. I'm just talking about.
We'll talk offline about that.
And this is not something personal with her, because it drew a lot of response. Okay.
Yeah.
The comment, and she stuck with it. I mean, and if she feel that way, that's cool. But there were men and women all commenting on this. And my thing is, if you don't think that there's some trifling gay women that act like that have the man role and not gonna hold doors, not gonna do all what men do for women traditionally, they not gonna cheat on you and all that old shit. When gay women do the same shit to their girlfriends.
Of course they do.
Talking about? But there were some people, even somebody said something like, boy, this is a straight man bash post. And I was like, well, I don't know about it being a man bash. I don't agree with the comment, because I know some girls that had girlfriends that treated them like shit, had other girls on the side, did the same shit that some dirty ass men do. So I didn't agree with the post. But okay, hey, Black Rush, I'm sorry, man. I did a zigzag. I got us off point. What did you call for? What's up, bro?
That was interesting, though.
Go to her page and look at that, man. I'm going to do a show on it, and I'm going to call her. I'm going to text her and messenger. I'm going to take small baby steps with her, though. I'm going to message her and see if she would be interested in coming on the show and talking about it. Now, it might interrupt her or whatever, but it's still something we can talk about.
Oh, for sure. You don't necessarily need her for that, because you got her words, but
exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah. But anyway, man, what's up with you, bro? What else? What's happening?
Oh, nothing. I was really calling about Skylar Richardson, because I mean, like I said, about money talks. Like she got the victory. So like, you know, she beat the murder case. She got abuse of a corpse, which is, I think a misdemeanor. So She ended up getting a sweet deal. She's got probation, and now she got her shit sealed.
Yeah, but you got to understand, her defense was it was crazy. It was good
Oh, it
because
was. I watched the trial. I was keeping up with it.
How do you
she
know?
Had no defense for real for murder. I mean, like, how the baby end up in the ground?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. She claimed that the baby was dead when it was born. So that's not technically murder. You know, that's the whole thing. And that goes back to these abortion laws and abortion rules and things of that nature as well. Because if you as a woman are carrying a baby, now this is going to ruffle some feathers. I'm not trying to attack anyone. But if you're carrying a child in you as a woman, is it mandatory that you go to your doctor visits? Is it a mandatory? Is it a law saying that you have to protect this womb, protect this baby in your womb by going to doctor visits? Is it mandatory to do that? Or is it just morally? We know it's morally.
That's a fantastic question.
Right.
I never even looked it up.
Well, see, if I kind of know the answer, but I just wanted to pose it as a question before I did the Jeopardy thing. You know, you pose the question and then you answer. Legally, you do not have to take care of the child before they're born. There's no rule or law saying that you have to go to your doctor's office and get scanned.
Prenatal care.
Yeah,
you don't need prenatal. You can refuse prenatal care. You can do all that.
You don't necessarily have to do that because there's a lot of people who their religion don't even allow them to go to doctors. They have natural birth, and and they don't go to the doctors. So it's not something that is law. So what her defense was, which I listened and it was a great point, and it was, we don't know if this, she swore under oath that when she had the baby wasn't crying, it was dead, it was a stillbirth. So she buried the child.
She took the stand, right?
Yes. Well, I don't know if she took the stand. She took the stand on her own defense. I don't know if it was on sequestrance. I don't know if it was if the prosecution asked her questions. I think I know she took the stand, but it may have been for something else. It might have been for a questioning of incident, which was when the jury was removed from the room. See, that's different. Okay,
so the jury, so if she testified, the jury never heard her.
Exactly. So they had her on the stand, not necessarily, they were trying to probably calculate some things. So I don't know it all the way. So I don't want to speak on what I don't know, but she did give them some incident time frames, but she didn't talk to the jury.
Okay.
Bobby Kenny, my man, thank you very much. I got Black Rush on the phone right now, and see, he used to be my number one guy, but Bobby Kennedy is now my number one guy. He is the only one in the city of Cincinnati, the only one that listens to Wyatt Live, who voted Randall Wyatt for Cincinnati Image Award in the city of Cincinnati. He's the only one. He's the only one. Wow. He's the only one. I got one vote, y'all, so my name went in the box.
Oh, okay. Well, you got to send out the link. I didn't know you were.
I didn't know anything about it, Black Russian. I bullshit. I mean, I really didn't know anything about it until he sent me.
He got me on that one.
No, I didn't know. Really, I didn't know. He sent me the post, and he showed me the flyer in the post, and I'm like, and he was like, "Yeah, I voted for you, bro." I'm like, "Shit, I got one vote. I don't know what it's gonna go to, but I got one vote." Well, thank you. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you. But anyway, Black Russian, back to our point. Listen. All I can tell you is her defense was magnificent. And that was, I had a baby that was a stillbirth. So you can't charge me with murder.
Right. And you can't contradict it. Nobody else saw it. Like, there's no witnesses.
No doctor.
All you got is her word.
No doctor ever said, hey, this baby was going to be disformed or this baby didn't have a heartbeat. She had no doctor visits whatsoever. And her own negligence helped her beat that case, believe it or not.
I believe you.
Yep.
I'm pointing out the fact that she had high-powered lawyers, like the same lawyers that PG had.
Well, I can tell you this right now. That played a big part, but she could have took a first-year college student in there, a first-year law student in there, and had that same defense and raised reasonable doubt. Do you understand what I'm saying? She could have took any firm.
If they would have thought of that, I mean, that's what they get paid the big bucks for, because the level of like ingenuity that you have to pull. I don't know if a first-year law student would have thought of that. Like, you can get the law and everything like that, but like to be able to think about something on that type of level, that takes experience. Yeah, you can have a law degree, but you don't necessarily think about that defense. You might think that you're cooked and like not like I didn't know it. I had a law degree. I didn't think about, oh well, yeah, you ain't got it. I didn't even know. I would have looked that up though. I probably would have rolled with it. But you gotta take the time to look that stuff up and be professional. Like off the top of your head, you don't think about that.
Or you can be a good ass liar. Because a good liar would think of that.
Facts.
A good liar would think of that right away. Like, I buried the baby because the baby was dead. That's an easy liar's play right there. And then once the attorney, once he hear it, once the defense hears it, that's an easy run with.
Right.
I mean, that's an easy play. I mean, it's not that difficult. I mean, it'd been one thing if she would have had the baby and had it for a week and everybody's seen the baby in the stroller. And then a week later, all of a sudden, she didn't bury the baby and then claim that the baby was killed. Well, why didn't you call the police and this and this and that? They could have said the same thing after she had the baby. Why didn't you call the police? Why didn't you? They could have did all that, and they did do all of that. But they had to still prove that when she had that baby at birth site, that when the baby came out, that the baby was alive, to charge her with murder.
Right. That's a fantastic fence.
Well, see, a lot of people think she got away with it.
They got over with that.
Sure. I mean, a lot of people think she got away with it because she's white. But I don't care if you black. If you black and you use that same defense, now I got a lot of people on here saying that's white privilege, but I got something in my arsenal to tell you, where was the black privilege or the white privilege when the sister rolled over her baby and suffocated him and then did it again? Was it black privilege? What privilege was it when the young lady who was black rolled over her child and did not get charged? Man, and this particular white girl got charged.
Yeah, I agree with you, bro. A lot of this shit come down to money and lawyers and the judge and the jury. You know what I'm saying? There's so many other factors. It ain't all this shit ain't black and white, y'all.
Nope.
It really ain't. I mean, that gets tiresome. I'm a black man. Everything that's happened to me in my life ain't been because I'm black. Yeah. It's because based upon decisions I made, you know what I'm saying, and where I've been, and going forward, trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
Everything ain't black and white. It's about money. You know what I'm saying? You got some dollars, you can get out a lot of shit.
Yeah, you better ask a few brothers. OJ and a few others. We got a whole bunch. Look, Bill Cosby. We got tons of people who don't get arrested. Just like the little white kids out in the suburbs, you got black kids out in the suburbs whose parents got a little bit of pull. So what do we call that? We got little black kids in the suburbs that get in trouble and don't get pulled into downtown. They daddies are somebody. They mothers are somebody.
OJ killed 2 white people in California. Got away with it.
Yeah, well, we know how that
works.
Know
what I'm saying?
All right, Black Russia, what else you got? That it, brother?
That's it, brother.
All right, I got to get out of here.
This Devin Haney fight. This Devin Haney fight kind of got me bent. I mean, I don't like Cam. He beat Cam Brosnan clean. I know he got to do the rematch, but I got to see him fight Tank or somebody, man.
Yeah. That's going to be tactical. Well, when they schedule that, we'll have a big show on it.
Oh, if they do Devin Haney and Tank, you gonna have a big show about that one?
For sure.
Oh, man, I can't wait.
All right, Black Russia, I gotta go, man, because I'm about to end the show here in a minute because I got some things I got to do with the fam tonight. I told them
do that Blink. I've been to Blink before. Blink is dope.
Man, I ain't trying to do Blink, bro, but I'm gonna go.
Just bundle up, bro.
I'm gonna go for the fam. Listen, man, I'm tropical, bro. I don't even stay in Cincinnati. If it wasn't for this damn storm, I'd be in Florida probably now. But due to my house got water damage.
I know you gotta go, but I want to let you know I was in Florida last week. I was in the Orlando area, so I got to roll through Arcadia because one of my homeboys had passed away from a heart attack, unfortunately.
Oh.
So I was down in Central Florida. I got to see the aftermath, bro. It was sick.
Yeah.
Like trees torn up from the roots, like big trees.
Yeah. So you say Central Florida, were you in Orlando?
Yeah, I was in Orlando, but my buddy who passed away, he got buried in Arcadia.
Okay.
So I went down to Arcadia, which is about a couple hours away from Orlando. So I got to go to Arcadia, and Arcadia got hit pretty hard. Yeah. And I'm talking about like the destruction was crazy.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, praises to you and to your family. Tell your brother I said what's happening. Long time no talk to him.
Yeah. I'll get with him. He working hard out here, but yeah, we'll touch base soon.
All right, brother. You have a great day.
You too, man.
All right, man. Talk to you.
Peace.
That's Black Russia, y'all. Thank you for calling in. Jerica says, what's Blink? I don't know if you're in Cincinnati, Jerica, but in Cincinnati, we have this light show. It's sort of like the lights you see in my background, and it's really all the Blink I really need. Matter of fact, like I said at the beginning of the show, before anybody may have gotten here, my daughter is in from Ohio State for winter break or whatever this shit is. I don't know. She get a couple days off this week, making it a long weekend. So she drove in from Ohio State today. So we're going to do a family thing this evening down at Blink. Blink is a light show in the downtown Cincinnati area where they put a lot of lights on the buildings and displays and on the bridges. You go inside other buildings. This is my first time going to one, but I don't really need to be there and shit. See, all the Blink I need is right here and in my car. I can tell my car, I could say, hey, Mercedes, turn the lights blue, turn the lights red, turn the lights purple, green, or whatever. That's all the Blink I need. I don't need to be out in the streets of Cincinnati, 40 degrees and 35 degrees at nighttime with a bunch of people with snotty nose ass kids oohing and eyeing. I don't need that. But my wife want to take the kids because for some odd reason, she's going to think these damn lights are going to be fascinating. I don't know about this shit. Before I forget, let me give out a shout to my girl, PC. LaTora Gooden, today is her birthday. How does it feel? Now, y'all know she my age. How does it feel? How does 40 feel, PC? Feel damn good, don't it? Even for the 10th time. I want to wish you a happy birthday, Queen. Thank you for being a friend. We've been friends since we were 15 years old or some shit like that. Probably a little younger than that. I don't know. I don't remember. We went to death row together. We got a common brother. My best friend from childhood, Sean, is her big brother. And we're just all cool. We're one big family. And I just want to wish you personally a happy birthday here on the show. I want to thank you for being such a great person. I want to thank you for making me feel special when I tell you and help. And, when, she started her own business and, if she continues to work as hard as she's doing, she'll be more successful than she even knows. Here's the thing. I feel responsible for that, PC. So you have no choice but to succeed. If you fail, I fail. So I'm not going to let you fail, sister. There's no way you're going to fail at what you're doing. So keep your head up, keep moving forward, and continue to be who you are, because success falls in line with people that put the work in, not for people that sit back and wait for shit to happen. So PC praises and peace and love to you and the family. And thanks for being a great friend to me. Thank you. Appreciate it. She gives me encouragement, whether y'all know it or not. Let me see. Cleopatra says, anyone on here lived in Richmond Village? I used to go to Richmond Village. Shit, we used to shoot dice in Richmond. Yeah, I used to live down there. Sometimes and win my money back. All right. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today, man. I know I didn't finish up everything, but I hear them upstairs trying to send hints and shit, when they moving bags and all that old shit and hitting the door by accident hard. That mean, come on, Dad. They come on, Dad. All that old shit. You taking too long, Dad. The shit started 7:30, Daddy. All right. I may even try to go live down there, man, just to show y'all how, I'm gonna have a great time. Can't you tell? I'm gonna have a great time. Well, let me just say this before I get out of here. I won't be here tomorrow. Y'all know Fridays are my days that I spend with the family to be able to do things. Randall Wyatt, post the link so we can bless you with the. I don't have the link. If you have it, Bobby Kenny, put it up. I'll put it on my page. How about that? Thank you very much, brother. I don't know. Listen. Let me say this to you. I appreciate all your efforts, Bobby Kenny. I appreciate the effort of putting me on the list, voting for me, but they ain't fucking with me like that, bro. Do you know if I go up and do an acceptance speech, if I was ever to win, do you know how crazy that acceptance speech would be? I'd be the only person that they would wish would never have won. I'd be that one that'd be like, see, you can't take them nowhere. I'd be that one. That's why you can't put me on city council. Don't put me on nothing where the truth got to be told. Don't do it. That's a bad move. They'll be like, Wyatt, what he say? Yeah, that'll be a bad choice. I'm not that guy. Let me do this over here and let the ones who want to involve themselves in the truth, let them gravitate and let them come here. Meanwhile, I think everybody where they belong. We're going to let them win the Oscars and the Silver Globes, and we're going to let them continue to run in them hamster wheel circles. And we're going to allow all those folks that want to be, that want to stay, what do they call it? Capped up and leveled up and what do they call it when you clout chasing? We're going to let all them do what they do. We're going to let them do what they do. But, all I can tell you is clout don't pay bills. You can't deposit clout at Fifth Third Bank, PNC Bank. They don't accept clout checks. On that note, man, I'll see you guys on Monday. Peace and love to everybody. This is Wyatt. It's been real. I'll see you guys on Monday at 1 o'clock with the King and I. And then I may do a 5 o'clock show after King and I. It's tough because E be putting it, bro. I mean, E sometimes, he just make me be like, I'm done for the day. So peace and love to everybody, man. I'll see you guys on the next one. 1 o'clock on Monday, 5 o'clock on Monday, but we'll definitely be here on Tuesday at 5 o'clock. Peace and love to everybody, man. I ain't got nothing but love for you, baby. I promise.
You don't want this problem. It's whatever you want. You see that Benz ride slow, that's me on the hunt. I'm a jerk, might creep with your girl in the front. Just so you know, this ain't the problem you want. Boy, don't even front. Real recognize real, so I know you a chump. You can tell them boys you roll with whatever you want, but you know, and I know this ain't the problem you want. When I stepped in the game, all I had was my name. When I leave, I'll be good long as I got the same. No, I can't take it with me, so I'm burning this change. You don't wanna go to war, boy, stay in your lane. I'm the real thing, me and my dudes still bang. Damn, since day one, and yes, we still hang. I don't be all online, don't at me, boy. Got a couple new whips, and I call them my toys. I'm a grown man, dealing with foolish behavior. I'm trying to savor all the fruits of my labor. I grind heavy, and you clowns is not ready. When it rains, it pours, feel like we broke the levee. We're nothing alike, I want a night, you trying to make her your wife. I buy whatever and don't look at the price. We don't date the same women, don't wear the same shoes. You're not on my level, don't get it confused, boy. It's whatever you want. You see that Benz ride slow, that's me on the hunt. I'm a jerk, might creep with your girl in the front. Just so you know, this ain't the problem you want. Boy, don't even front. Real recognize real, so I know you a chump. You can tell them boys you roll with whatever you want, but you know, and I know this ain't the problem you want. So it begins, all these haters wanna be friends. Everybody cut the vapors, now they seeing me win. Seeing me grin, watching me shine. Trips in Milan, chilling in the cat with a couple of dimes. I'm young, flying flashy, still in my prime. Stop tripping, it's simply my time. I'm here by divine intervention. Did I mention, these are not goons, they're my henchmen. Ladies love me, I'm creep squad, don't judge me. I wink at your chick, you in the corner trying to mug me. I get it, you spending money and you all committed. I come through in that navy blue Yankee fitted, and all the girls get to whisper in, he can get it. Relax.